It's a battle like you've never seen before. They're the tallest and fastest and most heart-poundingest, crazy, scary roller coasters. I'm watching Insane Coaster Wars again. So last time I reviewed an episode from Season 1, and Season 1 is pretty bonkers. You can see that episode right up here. Click on the thing. But now I'm watching a Season 3 episode, and Season 3 is a lot different. The show really progressed? The show kind of progressed throughout time. For every step forward that this show makes, it still somehow managed to just keep moving back. This show really just moonwalked itself into cancellation. So with Season 3, the narration is a lot more dialed back, the music is a lot more dialed back, overall the production, a lot more dialed back, a lot more calm, a lot less insane. We also have a lot more technical terms being used, and more people from inside the industry being brought on, and not just Rob Elvey this time. This episode is called Inverted Woodie, so already the title is vastly different. I mean, last time we had Wrong Way Up, and I was asking like, why don't we just use the word inversion? And they totally shied away from that word. But now they're not only using inversion, they're also using the word Woodie.
There's a snake in my boots.
So is the show really more enthusiast-friendly? Let's find out.
My hair was all over the place, like, I'm gonna throw up!
She said she's gonna throw up. Is anybody gonna throw up? Place your bets. Everybody's just so dramatic on this show.
Today's competition begins with Outlaw Run from Silver Dollar City in Missouri, Avalancha from Guatemala's Chetalul theme park, Phantom's Revenge from Kennywood in Pennsylvania, Insane Speed from Taiwan's Janfuson Fancy World.
So already you can see that they ditched the categories. Not a good start, and none of these coasters hold anything in common, so
What are you doing?
we're gonna start with Outlaw Run, the wooden coaster at Silver Dollar City, topper track by RMC. After a few clips of Branson, Missouri, we dive quickly into Silver Dollar City, and they're running through all the basics of why RMC topper track coasters are able to do things that other wooden coasters aren't, and it's pretty promising so far. And holy crap, they're even explaining what anti-rollbacks are. They're talking about how loud RMC lifts are, and is that Fred Grubb? Is Insane Coaster Wars good now?
The reason why the clicking and this is so loud is this is the fastest wood coaster drive there is out there.
The coaster's lift chain is attached to a 200 horsepower motor that pulls the cars up the hill 50% faster than the average wooden coaster.
Come on in and thank you very much.
We are introduced to our two riders. They are two college students, I guess. Whoop-de-doo, and oh no, oh no.
I didn't want to leave graduating, never having ridden it, so that's part of why we're here.
So there you have it. She doesn't want to leave graduating without riding this thing. Relatable?
She's scared to death.
Oh geez.
Oh geez.
The couple catapults up the colossal hill with the chilling, nearly 90-degree drop.
Oh god.
So for the chilling drop, we have some bootleg Twilight Zone music.
Outlaw Run bucks riders into its first twisted inversion.
Rachel's gonna die, she's gonna throw up, Thuzy's gonna thooze, am I right? At this point, the coaster gives no fucks about Brock's shirt.
It's time for Outlaw Run's first of its kind head-spinning double barrel roll.
Yeah, I had to close my eyes, and then like as soon as I would open them, it was spiraling, and then I close it and I open it and we're dropping.
And that's Outlaw Run, and it looks amazing. And this is a new modification to the show. The voting system is now changed. Apparently on the old seasons, they were having us vote online, but now they're here. The people who are for sure riding the ride are going to vote on these iPads or Kindles. They're probably Kindles, it's the Turtle channel.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around.
And this is kind of a problem. This is what I mean by the show moving backwards.
Thrill factor? I hope you put 100 for that. As much as you were screaming.
She's gonna kill you, Brock.
Outlaw Run breaks through with an impressive score of 883 out of 1,000.
But anyways, we're gonna move on to Avalancha, the 10 inversion coaster. And now we're gonna move on to Avalancha, the 8 inversion coaster by Intamin. Very similar to Colossus and coaster, you know, the Intamin multi-inversion coasters like that. I always thought that Intamin's multi-inversion coasters looked really cool, but haven't had a chance to ride them, and I've heard nothing but terrible things. You know, coasters that are easily comparable to RMCs, so let's Let's go! Avalancha. Also, Rachel never threw up, so if you place your bets that someone is going to throw up on this show, you were wrong.
Chetalul Theme Park.
Isn't that the meme song? What's the name of the meme song? That's the meme song. Honey, what's the meme song?
Our park is in the middle of a rainforest. It's a very beautiful place.
This park looks so cute and pretty. This park gives me nightmares. So Avalancha is the biggest coaster in
Central America,
and it's one of the few to feature a terrible triple barrel heartline roll. Heartline roll.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
And Avalancha features a high-tech braking system that keeps this coaster from going off the rails.
We are in the brake station. This is a very strong magnetic brakes. The car stops here in 4 or 5 seconds, as you can see right now.
My dude didn't just put his keys in the brake section while a train was running on the course. What if this guy just really likes magnets and he doesn't even work there? It's fucking terrifying.
We're friends from kindergarten and we like to do these crazy things together.
More coaster enthusiasts.
Lorena is an Avalancha pro, but Cece and Gretel are nervous newbies.
Oh no, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Wait, Cece is the newbie, but you just said she was... So... Lorena is the coaster enthusiast. Cece is... I'm sure that was just a one-time mistake. Mistakes happen. I make mistakes in my videos. It's fine. Triple barrel heartline roll. But it's fine. They like doing crazy things together, so fine.
Come on. I'm really scared right now. I'm fucking serious.
Now, it's time to ride. Avalancha rockets down the track into the first of 8 inversions. A massive vertical loop.
Alright, Cece's having a blast. This is going just fine. Coaster enthusiast Cece.
Then, the coaster rockets into a ridiculous cobra roll. Then, hurdles into one high-velocity corkscrew.
Never mind. But that is the appropriate reaction to a corkscrew. So Cece hits a corkscrew and is like, oh, fuck.
Avalancha assaults riders with 8 dizzying inversions.
It's not going good for Cece. Cece's back. She's back, everybody. Cece's back. She's back in the game. But here comes the triple heartline roll.
And now for Avalancha's ultimo move. A triple heartline roll that spins riders 360 degrees not once, but 3 times in a row.
Hurry up, I'm gonna throw up! Well, I've been in many roller coasters, and this is the first time I got sick. It was worth it.
Cece recovers just in time to rate Avalancha's brain-rattling twists.
Even though I got sick, I had a really, really good time, and I will do it again and again and again.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's okay, Cece, you don't have to say that.
Excitement level 1,000.
Avalancha addicts have been voting all day, and the coaster rumbles in with an astounding score of 882 out of 1,000. Only 1 point short of Outlaw Run's 883.
Hold on, I think I'm gonna throw up. Sorry, that's just way too high. What the fuck? No! No! I'm not happy with that. Here's what I think happened. I think Cece is trying to cover up for throwing up, and so she rated everything a 10.
Excitement level 1,000.
But also in that situation, what would you do? Now you see what I mean by the voting. I'll touch more on that at the end of the video. I'll talk more about why this is a problem. But we're going on to Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood now because nothing makes sense.
The ride that pumps up the volume is the Phantom's Revenge. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume, pump up the volume. This heart-pounding hypercoaster became a fan favorite after extensive renovations.
So they call Phantom's Revenge a hypercoaster, which I am fine with. I totally consider it a hypercoaster. It's a big coaster with a bunch of hills. It's very similar to the other Morgan hypercoasters, even though I guess this is really more of like a conversion by Morgan, but I would pack that in with the other hypercoasters with Morgan. Why not? I don't feel like a hypercoaster necessarily has to be 200 feet tall. It has a 200-foot drop, but that's the definition that they're going with, and Phantom's Revenge is not 200 feet tall, so...
That track literally traces the hillside down into the valley below and creates that 232-foot drop.
The train begins the slow crawl to the coaster's highest point, 162 feet in the air. Sisters Maura and Claire love spending time together on roller coasters. It's been years since either sister has set foot on a roller coaster.
So yeah, they give a pretty basic overview of Phantom's Revenge, and it's fine, it's good. But these little pop-up boxes, there's just something a little bit off about them. They're trying, but, I mean, this one says Phantom's Revenge has ranked in the top 10, but it doesn't really elaborate on that. I'm guessing it has something to do with the Golden Ticket Awards.
The train speeds into a straightaway.
Straightaway? 0 out of 10 coaster.
And I'm pretty sure that my clothes were like flying everywhere.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Brock's got you beat on that one. And Phantom's Revenge looks amazing just like it always does. And this is a new thing that they started doing in Season 3. This really awkward, weird-looking G-Force vest, but it's really cool.
The ride rockets down the 228-foot second drop, where the girls are hit with 4 Gs.
The Bunny Hills hit -1 G, which is, that's ejector, it's pretty awesome. That's pretty much the highest that you see it go on this show, but Expedition G-Force, that one goes -1.5.
Bruh.
Just gets me hyped about Expedition G-Force.
Phantom fans have been voting all day.
Vote it high. Vote it high. It at least needs to be above Avalancha.
827 points out of 1,000. Avalancha holds on to second with 882.
So... this show is canceled. I'm canceling it right now. It's already been canceled. I'm gonna cancel it again. I'm sorry, you blew it. I don't even want to hear you talk anymore. You blew it. Next, we have Insane Speed, which is a floorless B&M coaster at Janfu Sun Fancy World in Taiwan. Don't ask why, just go along with it. Does anybody else like that this place is called Fancy World? Hands down, the best theme park name I've ever heard is Fancy World. Do you think the gift shop has top hats and monocles? Do you think they have gourmet Dippin' Dots?
We always call it Crazy Coaster because people like to do something crazy.
Coaster enthusiasts Alyssa and Neil have been coaster hopping the globe with like-minded thrill seekers for years.
Oh my god, they're actual coaster enthusiasts! Look at those cargo pockets! So yeah, it's a pretty small B&M floorless coaster. It looks okay, it looks fun. Nothing wrong with it. Putting it against Phantom's Revenge and Outlaw Run, do I even have to say it? Putting it up against Avalancha, that's fair, that's a lot more fair.
And at last, it's time to reveal the winner. Third place is Pennsylvania's Phantom's Revenge.
Disgusting.
Will Taiwan's Insane Speed be able to take down Outlaw Run and win it all? No, Outlaw Run is the winner of this coaster competition.
So that was the episode. I think this is going to be a much shorter video than the last one. It's because it's a lot less insane, it's a lot less wacky, but at the same time, it's a lot more frustrating. It's like trying to be more enthusiast-friendly. You've got Fred Grubb going on explaining why RMC chain lifts are so loud, and like they explain what anti-rollbacks are, and they're using more of the real terms for the inversions. But I think where they really go wrong was with the new voting system, and now I'm gonna talk about that. So with the voting system, you obviously have something going on with home park bias, and also a lot of the people who are voting. Think about the Golden Ticket Awards. Those don't work out so great either. Millennium Force always gets boosted way up in those, and it doesn't really need to be. And that's when you have enthusiast voting. With this, you're just letting anybody vote, no matter how many coasters they've been on. They say, people at the park have been voting all day. And that's where home park bias comes in. If you come to Six Flags Great America and you have everybody vote on American Eagle, you're gonna have a lot of locals saying like this is the best coaster ever. You're gonna have people shouting into the camera. In fact, like dial back to the last episode I did when they say Vortex is better than all the other steel coasters.
Vortex is better than the other steel coasters.
Give her an iPad and have her vote on every metric of Vortex and see where that goes. And that's fine. Be enthusiastic about the coaster that you just rode, but you're voting against coasters all over the world. Huh? Insane Speed at Fancy World, that one was the lowest. That was the bottom coaster. Like we saw, the people who rode it, they've been traveling around the world, riding on other roller coasters, and so they were voting on it compared to other roller coasters that they've been on, and other people at the park have been voting on the coaster too, and they've probably been riding the B&M dive coaster at the same park, which is gonna be much more of like a crowd pleaser than a small floorless coaster is going to be. Especially a small floorless coaster that doesn't look that great. It looks fine, but Avalancha is like the real... I mean, that's the only coaster at the park that's not a family coaster. Everything else at...
Quetulul, San Martín, Zapotitlán, Retaluleu, Guatemala.
Everything else at that park doesn't really stack up. And that coaster is in Guatemala, and how many roller coasters are there in Guatemala? 9. There are 9 roller coasters in Guatemala. So understandable that Avalancha is like the greatest to those voters, you know? And it's the biggest coaster in Guatemala, so I understand it, but... So that's why I think we got the results that we did, and... Yep, end the show right here. Let's end it. I prefer Season 1, to be honest, even though this is like... It's far easier on the eyes and on the ears, and all of the senses feel like you're not just getting punched in the face repeatedly with... So yeah, let me know how you liked the episode. Let me know how you liked this video. How do you feel about Insane Coaster Wars? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think the show got better or worse over time? I'd like to make more of these and jump back to Season 1 because that's a lot more fun to watch, but I think this episode really paints a picture of like what went wrong with this series. They tried to fix things and then at the same time like it just nosedived. I don't know. F in the chat for CC. I'm gonna go throw up again. Bye! Bean, 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 dee, 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 dee.